This is all about and only about Olivia Newton John. I'm not talking about anything else, just Olivia. Hello, everybody. I decided to come on because I'm going to explain to you why it's important to me. We're going to get into the chat room together. We'll see who comes on, and we're going to talk about it. Yes, Olivia Newton John has passed away at the age of 73. She's around my parents' age, which is very interesting for me. I heard I was doing something else when I heard. I was like, dang it. We're going through life arguing about soaps being changed to this and that and the other, and then a literal legend has passed in there. And she's someone I have several feet. I was gonna wear all black, but it's hot in LA, so I'm wearing white today because she was angelic too. She was someone who I still play to this day. I have a Spotify playlist, and I play and sing her songs all the time. I'm always singing, "Have you ever been Lello? Have you never tried?" I'm always singing that song and stuff. I honestly love you. Or I'm always singing, of course, suddenly the wheels are in motion. I sing all those songs all the time to my friends and family. It's something that I always do. She's part of my life in music every day when I'm playing music. She just is. There's no, I don't know how else you want to put it. And I'm just like saddened because cancer got her ultimately. And because she had such an up and down battle with cancer. She had won the battle, came back later, won the battle again, came back. Cancer is just not for the weak. Cancer is for the strong. She was strong. She fought her way through it, and lived her life with I saw her interviews. She was just very upbeat and positive. And I was thinking about my own mother who survived breast cancer 2 years ago and just got her checkups, and she's doing fine right now. But we know the battle again. Right? We know it can always come back. It can always be there. It's the craziest thing. So I decided to go live and talk a little bit about how I feel about her. If no one comes on because they're like, they rather talk about soaps or whatever, that's fine. That's fine with me. I will give my little tribute then and take myself off of here. She was somebody who was an actress, a singer, a philanthropist. Did a lot of stuff in America, England, everywhere. And, a lot of folks are very much about the Grease. That was one of her biggest things, but or her song Physical. Hi, Andrea. Or her song Physical, which is one of her biggest hits also. But she was so much more than that. And she came to America from Australia singing country music. And back in the 70s, when it was not commonplace for someone outside of America to make an impact in country here in the States. And because of that, she came into some problems. There's a reason why there's two splits of country shows because of her. There's some folks some traditionalists who were just like, no, she's from another country. For me, it was like shows that how big the influence of our music is everybody else. Let's not get that. But she had some, I honestly love you. Like I said, I was just singing a second ago, and Have You Ever Mellow? And she had a bunch of hits that were just amazing in that early years, that early period. That to me were just so wonderful. And I just think that her voice was. I always had wished, because when I was a kid growing up, I was a huge Carpenters fan. And Karen Carpenter and me had the voice of an angel. So I had always wished that Karen Carpenter and Olivia Newton John had done a duet. I thought, I mean, oh my God, the right song. Can you imagine the right song, those two voices? Oh, would have been amazing. Then I don't think it ever happened. I don't think there's anything. I don't even think there's anything live out there. Oh, watch out for that sunburn in Florida. I know it's hot here in LA too. But I was just like, I just always loved her voice, and I always have. Growing up, it was her, John Denver, Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton. These are people who were country or folk country, but they crossed over. And they were played on the radio all the time. We loved it. By the time Grease did come, my cousin Bobby had the soundtrack, and we were kids, and we would play it all the time. Oh my goodness, we would play it all the time. My guy played that soundtrack today. We saw a movie in the theater, of course. I think I saw it at the drive-in. Remember the drive-ins? Oh my goodness, the drive-in. Saw the drive-in, did all that, and I just loved it. I mean, we loved it. It's a classic. Now, Grease 2, another story. She wasn't in that, but she was a revelation in that, and the songs stand test of time. Of course, for me, it's Xanadu. The movie is, I mean, it's a mess. Obviously, Xanadu is a mess. But I love the songs and Gene Kelly and her. And I remember seeing, it's not like seeing it with a bunch of gay people in the Castro Theater in San Francisco, and everybody knows every line and everything. It is amazing. Dylan Matthews, who is in Australia, tell me what's going on down there. I'm very curious to what because I mean it's the Bee Gees, it's her, they're just, we're talking, it's Kylie Minogue, Danny Minogue. I mean, it's all. So what? I mean, like so what? Tell me, how is it down there for you guys? Because I'm sure you grew up with her too as a homegrown star. Hope to see the vote. Yeah, that's the song. To our you learn to light. Oh, that's not good. It's a headline. I'm sure it's everywhere. I'm sure in Australia, down there apparently. Yeah, I'm sure but it's a headline story here too. Obviously, she made it huge. And then you go from Grease to and then Xanadu to Physical, and that song was that video. Oh my God, that's silly video was everywhere. That song was everywhere in America. I was 12 years old when that song came out, and I remember that song was everywhere. That video was everywhere. And then I had to Believe in Magic and all those songs around the time. And then from the sun, Life from the Sun, okay. And then I loved her Twist of Fate. I love that song. I loved it. They said Suddenly with Cliff Richard, Suddenly the Wheels Are in Motion, which was played on Days of Our Lives back in the day. Days of Our Lives. That's why I love that song. Because of Hope, my girl, back in the day. Used to play that. So another connection for me, Olivia Newton John, is my girl Hope and Christian Alfonso. And then even to her later songs like Soul Kiss, I Need Love. I mean, she was just like, no, I'm sure in Australia, Dylan Matthews, if you're listening to this, not watching, the chat room is open, and Dylan Matthews, who's in Australia, says, I've been awake since 5 a.m. and it's just past 9 a.m. Okay, he's in the future, he's in tomorrow. And the morning shows aren't even doing half-hour news break. That's how big it is. I'm just not surprised. Because she was down, I saw her on 60 Minutes. Dylan, I actually really enjoy 60 Minutes Australia. I watch it here on YouTube, the channel, and I watch all the interviews. I like the reporters. They're different than the ones here in America. And I like them. And so I've been watching, and I watched the one with her. What? I'm the one that you want. You are the one yeah, the one that I want. You are the one I. That's again. It just says the one I need. Oh yes, indeed. There's just so many good songs, right? There's so many good songs. There's just so many. I mean, it's like we have to believe we are magic. That song like it too. Okay, let me look. Why I gotta have you guys on here? I'm gonna look up her hits. Olivia Newton John hits. Because she had so many. And so I'm just like, top 24 hits. I don't want top 20. I want her hits. I just want a listing. I'm trying to find a listing. Because she's been around for so long. Hits list. Look at that. List of songs by Olivia Newton John. Let's see what's going on, kids. I do love If You Love Me, Let Me Know. That song's good. Let Me Be There. Oh my God. Physical. I mean, she has, oh my gosh, she has so many songs. Sam, you know where I am. Oh my God, there's so many. There's just so many. The reporter who done 60-minute stories says CLC and they're having everyone. Oh, good. I saw them on there. Sorry, your cousin was on 60 Minutes. Wait, well, who's your cousin? I gotta watch the thing. Hello, Paul. Yes, we're talking all things Olivia John right now. I am very sad. She was one of my favorite artists of all time. She just was one of my favorites. I think she was very underrated, but she was known. She was known for, but I think in the larger scheme of things, she was somebody who, I remember for a while it was kind of like a parody because she did, she had done Xanadu and Physical, but she could sing. And she could sing several genres. She had a very effortless voice. And she had a great attitude always. And I thought, I've always really enjoyed her. I would DM the story. That's great. Oh, good. Okay. Yes. Please do. Yeah, please. I'll watch it. I'll tell you, watch it. I watched it the other day on the other show. You popped in for a minute. It's our people, are going, again, cancer is not fun. Cancer does not care who you are. Cancer can be slow, cancer can be fast. Makes you want to just hug my mother. She's still here. I know it's always a threat for it to come back, but we don't think that way, of course. We just kind of go, okay. But she had a full life. I mean, she really did live a really full life of creativity. And I know she did, like I said, a lot of philanthropy and all kinds of, she did a lot of stuff. So she did a lot of different things. And I see John Travolta said his 2 cents. So that's kind of thing. Okay, let's see. I'm looking back. Let's Get Physical, Summer Nights, Xanadu, Magic. A little more love, make it right. I remember that song too. Hey, a little bit more, make it. Yeah, that's a good song too. Come on, or please, Mr. Please. Being 17. Oh my God, there's so many songs. Oh yeah, Don't Stop Believing, If Not For You, Twist of Fate. Twist of Fate, I love Twist of Fate. I know that movie was a big hit, but I love Twist of Fate. I don't care what anybody says. Love that song. It's just, yes, it's got, her, so in prayers to her daughter, Chloe, who is still here, who is, I'm sure was by her side. And it's again, Olivia was just so upbeat and just positive. I had a friend Bernadette was the same way. She had cancer and was in the last years, like she was as positive as she could be. And I think that's what kept her for a while. I think that's what kept Olivia here too. For some reason, I just always thought Olivia would just be here. She had the cancer coming back and going around. I just thought she'll beat this one again or something, and she'll just be around. I just really didn't. I just didn't really think this. I mean, I think wasn't there a faux death scare on her before a while back where you thought she was dead and she wasn't dead. I was like, is this true? Is this true? Is this happening? Is this not happening? What's going on? So I was kind of like, okay, but it's but yeah, for Australia, one of their own is now gone to heaven, as some of us believe, of course. And it's just like, wow, it's like they're just, for me in my childhood and my teenage years, it's like they're going. All the ones that I like are going. Yes. Oh, so your mom has cancer. Did I know that, Dylan? I'm just talking about my mother. I know you. I know you. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go. I said, I'm sending fighting healing angels to your mom because again, I know it could come back. My mothers could come back. My godmother, who helped raise me, had breast cancer twice. and died of breast cancer. She had got it, beat it, and like 20 years later got it again. And I was there right before she died. I went there and saw her like 2 days before she died. And she was on her last breath. And it just kills me. It's like you beat it and then you live your life for decades or whatever, and all of a sudden you come back. It's the strangest thing. And it's so hard on the family, hard on the person who's going through it. So, when I send my heart goes out to you and your family, I didn't know that your mom was going through that. It's just, ugh, that's crazy. So Andrea, did your mother have it too, or you have it, or you had it, or I had a cancer scare. That was scary enough. That was very scary enough. Turned out not to be cancer, turned out to be something else wonderful. That was great. Wonderful. I'm saying that obviously with tongue in cheek. But yes, it's a life change. And like my mom got it during COVID. So right during the lockdown, it was early COVID. We couldn't even go with her to the hospital. We couldn't hang out with her. I felt bad for her husband, my stepdad. He couldn't do anything. I mean, it was crazy. We should all watch Grease. I know, right? I know. I'm like, there you go. Your aunt, oh, okay, your aunt has it. Okay. A friend has it. Okay. I can't see. I was trying to see what you were saying. Okay, yes, they have it. Sorry, sending positive energy to them too. Right now, I don't know anybody personally who has cancer at the moment. Unfortunately, the ones that had cancer, they passed. You met her backstage 10 years ago, Paul Freed says. In Pennsylvania, I could not talk to her at Stardust in my eye. That's pretty funny, actually, Paul, the way you said that. I never had a chance to meet her. I think I saw her once when she had a Koala Blue store back in the 80s, or back in the 90s, a Koala Blue store. There was several in LA, and I remember going to, I had to go to it, of course. And I was into koalas also, so I was like, I'll go to Koala Blue. But I think she was leaving one day, but she was surrounded by people, and she left. But I've never had a chance. I didn't get to meet her either. No, you're not my aunt. Your friend. Her friend. Your aunt's friend has it. Like, I'm trying to follow what you're writing. I'm trying to follow what you're writing. I'm trying to follow what you're writing in there. I'm trying to follow along. She was down there. I believe it. I love Australians. I'm telling you, every single Australian I ever met, professionally, personally, I've loved them. Like they're like Brazilians. Same way, I love Brazilians. Oh, you only learned about Koala Blue? Really? You know? Well, I guess it was before your time. Way before your time. I don't think you were born during that time period. I think it happened, was successful, and died out before you were born. Yeah, I think. I imagine you're young, Dylan. I keep thinking, imagine you're young. But yeah, definitely, I just go to the store. I used to go to Koala Blue. I wish I might have something somewhere in this house that's Koala Blue somewhere. You guys are great. Australians are like our country folk down here. Oh, then you were a baby when it was still going on. But you're born in 91. My daughter was born in 90. Oh, she was born in 89. So she's younger than my daughter. Wow, okay. I'm like twice your age. But anyway, so you'll tell mom, okay. I just think that I'm gonna say, I don't know what else I thought. Oh, yeah, that is just the Australians is great. There's a lot of Australians here. There's a lot of Australians in Los Angeles in the business. Dan Furigal I had to meet from Dave's. He's dreaming. I have a pic with her. I just thought, oh, good. Okay, good. That's good. So yeah, you have a memory with her, and that's I think that's more than I have. I just have music memories and TV memories of her, and movie memories with her. So that's very cool, Paul. So you get to have that, like my Donna Summer one, which I gave to my mom because she's a huge Donna Summer fan. I gave her a picture and autograph, so I said you can have it. It's hanging in her house, so I was good to have that. But yeah, I just thought her voice, especially those early songs, were my favorites. Some of my favorites. And I still sing all the time to my kids and friends for fun. And I just think she's just amazing. And I feel like there's certain artists that I love that I feel like I have to comment on. And I wasn't doing this when Prince died or David Bowie died or Tom Petty died, but I'm doing this now. I thought, here's my chance to say something, and just to all her fellow fans, play her music, play her movies, talk about her, what she means, what she meant to you. I think. Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. Dylan Matthews saying, for those of you who are listening, today's show Australia hosts are ball in their eyes, and I'm sure. I got teary eyed when I found out. I had just finished another show. I looked down and go, oh my god, and then I kind of got teary eyed, and I was like, that's my girl, one of my girls. You know, I can't believe it, and it's just because again she's been fighting this fight for so long with cancer, off and on. So it's like really, fuck. It took her out. And like this whole, she does, but she lived a life. She lived her dreams, and that's something that is another thing we should also honor, is that she lived her dreams. I'm living my dreams right now. Everybody's in their dreams. I think people really need to look at their lives and, I mean, what are you doing? Are you doing what you want to be doing? Are you not? It's fine, but can you get there? Can you get there? Can you look at, getting to your dreams or getting what she did? I'm sure when she was a kid, she had no idea she'd be world famous Olivia Newton John. And it's another example of dreams coming true, right? And having success in a business that is the craziest thing. I've been in this business 15 years this year, and this business is crazy. This business is wild and wacky. This business is cooking for Cocoa Puffs. It is wonderful and beautiful and crazy and mean and cutthroat, and uplifting and life-changing and desperate. It's all those things. It's everything. It's the good, the bad, the ugly. It's all of it. And those of us who choose to be creators or be in creative situations or performers, for the whole world, that you guys can all see what we do, and have eyes put on us. It takes special kind of people. It does. It takes special kind of people to have it. Hi, Fernando. Hello, Mysterio. I thought Xanadu, every once in a while, I'm about Xanadu. Always bring up Xanadu for some reason. It always comes up in conversation. I don't even know why. Because I think I know one time on here, we were talking about Xanadu because of songs, and I was saying turn to that ELO. And that's Xanadu is ELO with Olivia John. Like, who put those two together, right? And it worked. So it's just one of those things. It totally works. It totally, completely worked. Yeah, I know. She's technically born in England, but she's yours. I mean, she's clearly yours. Even England knows. Everybody just knows that, right? I mean, because then she moved over there. She was super young. I know a lot of folks at first think the Bee Gees are like English, but they're from Australia. Then and same with Kylie. She's from Australia. They had success in Australia first, then they went to England, then they came to America. So, but we all, and she made herself proud. We just all assume, and she made it, and she kind of intimated that anyway, that her home was Australia, and that's what she chose to be. That's her home. Anyone who's successful. Oh my God! So now Dylan, you're being shady. Now he's being shady. Russell Crowe, yes, that'd be shady. I love it. You're like, I'll be a little shady. Enough for sentiments. Now you're shady. Yeah, Russell Crowe, Nicole Kidman. Yeah, I just heard that Nicole Kidman actually is Hawaiian, like Bette Midler. They're born in Hawaii. That's such an interesting thing. But they're actually born in Hawaii. I don't know anybody born in Hawaii personally. I don't know anybody who's born in Hawaii. I knew one. I tell you about. No, he was a transplant. I knew somebody who lived there most of his life, but he was a transplant. But I don't know nobody born in Hawaii. Well, I was born in Hawaii. Somewhere our 50th state. 49th state. I can't remember which state it is. But I was thinking of Air Supply. I think of the Minogue sisters. I think of Bee Gees. I think I guess you got Russell Crowe. My girl, Rachel Griffiths. I was thinking of her. the Helmsworth Boys. There's Australians everywhere. They're all up and through Hollywood. There's a million of you guys, and you guys all can. Isn't my girl? Isn't Toni Collette you got one of you guys too? And isn't my girl? My girl Kate Blanchett. My girl. Isn't she one of you guys also? I'm just saying. Because she loves the Sydney theater. I love me some Kate Blanchett. I love me some Kate. Love me some Kate. Hi Cindy. I think it's just there's so many Australians out there that just come to America and I just assimilate in. I know, Cindy, isn't it just really just this is sad, right? It's Olivia, it's ONJ. It's like it's ONJ. I mean, it's so crazy. I know everybody. So okay, so Danny Minogue. So I used to be a DJ in the 90s in San Francisco, and I was a Kylie fan, of course, obviously. But Danny actually had songs out too. Because I used to buy what they called them imports. So I would follow the English charts and charts in Australia. I'd follow them and see what they were playing. And we would play them in the clubs here, the gay clubs, especially here in San Francisco. And I ran across some of her songs over there. And I started following it. I was like, oh, she's Danny as a sister. And then I actually have her book. And I read her book, and she was actually popular first in Australia, and then Kylie came later. But I actually really do love Danny. I do. I play her music all the time. You know what I play her? She has some great music. All I Want to Do, Everything I Wanted. She has a bunch of songs. Perfection. I mean, I have a lot of her albums. Don't Want to Lose His Feeling. Put a needle on it. I'm a huge Danny Minogue fan, music-wise. I know she's a host and presenter now, but I love her music. So Dylan, yes, I know some stuff, Dylan. I know some stuff. And of course, Neighbors. That's where they found Kylie. Hello. Kylie was on there. Kylie and Jason Donovan. I was around for all of that, Dylan Matthews. Trust me. Stockneck and Waterman. It's a great documentary out there. Stockneck and Waterman. It's all that. I know all that. I know Neighbors. I never watched the show, but I know who she is. I was a EastEnders fan in England. That's the only. So I never watched Emmerdale or Clover. What was that, Cloverdale? Or what was the other one? I never watched any of those. But I only watched EastEnders off and on for years. That was my show. But yeah, Danny's great. I think Danny. That's great. Kate Blanchett, she was. Kate Blanchett, to me, her best performance was in Blue Jasmine. She earned that Oscar. Blue Jasmine, to me, I know it's Woody Allen. I get it. But that script is everything. And Blue Jasmine, you really see a person. Yeah, I heard it just ended last week. You really see a person's descent into madness. Kate Blanchett played that role so good. Oh my God. Even to the end, where she's sitting there talking to herself, and the lady kind of moves over to the side, like we would do in real life. We saw a Kramer song, and just, she was crazy. They showed a person's descent into madness, and Kate Blanchett deserved every award she got for that. Every award. For me, in Australia, oh yeah, kids duet with Kylie, Robbie. I love Robbie Williams. Don't get me started on that either. Yes, the deep cuts. Now let me start. So now for me, Australia is Muriel's Wedding. Australia is Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Australia is Mad Max, the originals. Romper Stomper is another one I did. It was an early Russell Crowe film. That's Australia. Kath and Kim, yes, Dylan Matthews. I know Kath and Kim. That was my show. I used to love that show. That's Australia to me. That's what I know. I've never been to Australia. I've always wanted to go. I guess I already know my first report was on koalas when I was 13 years old. I have a koala bear that's right next to me that was given to me. I'm a huge Australia fan, but I'm just like, I've never been. And I would love to go, but ever since COVID, I'm not going anywhere far, but I would love to go. I'm trying to think what else I know about Australia. I don't know BMX Bandits. I don't know that. Because I'm a huge Anglophile, so I do like a lot of British stuff. But I started Michelle, you collect koalas too? So I've been learning koala stuff. I have a koala bear. I have a koala house brick in the koala house in LA Zoo. My name on it. I know the American version was horrible. Still ain't horrible. Yes, John Travolta has made a statement. I believe it's on Instagram. It was beautiful what he said. So yeah, John has made a statement. But yeah, her neighbors ended. Yeah, oh, how fun! I'd love to see that. I the 20th anniversary. That show just had me busting up. That's what it is. Australians have just a different sense of humor. They're much more laid back. Hey, Robert for Scorpio. Well, Michelle Buchanan, is here on my channel. Robert Scorpio was almost. I don't, Dylan, you bring up every couple of years. I bring up koalas, always chlamydia. I don't care. I'll catch it. I don't care. I'll take some antibiotics. Well, you always bring that up every single time. I don't care. Like eucalyptus, we have eucalyptus trees here in my house. I don't care. I'll just catch chlamydia. I'm not having sex or anything today, so I'll catch it that way. But you know that Tristan Rogers had a choice between General Hospital and Mad Max. He chose General Hospital. He tells the whole story. It's here on here. It's a GH, think Dirty Deed special, Spotlight special. And he literally chose, he had a meeting with them and everything, but he chose that. Australians have a dry sense of humor. I think that's what it is. And see, I'm part Dutch, and we have a dry sense of humor also. I think that's probably why I like it. But I just have never met an Australian I didn't like. I really never have. I just never have. Every single one I've met, like literally every single one I've met. I've never met one I didn't like. It's laid back, fun. Let's have a good time. But Australia was always there, even though it was so far away from us. And Australia holds a place in my heart because I would not be here talking to you right now, probably, if Tony Moore of Dish and Days did not create a show called The Days of Our Lives After Show, and then had to leave to go to Australia for work. If he had not gone to Australia for work, I would have been asked to come on to guest host some weird show at AfterBuzz TV, and I would not be here. I literally wouldn't be here. So Australia even holds that for me. So you actually, Australia, you actually gave me my television career. I was on the radio doing radio. I didn't even know about this stuff. I had like after shows. I didn't know any of that shit was. But because Tony was working with the chick from Dance Moms, and they went to Australia. They needed a fill-in, and my friend's friend said, "Bring this guy James on." He said he knows Days of Our Lives, and then I came on just to support my friend Peter, the original host. But I was going to support him, and I walked in, and I was like, "I'm never leaving." And here I am, almost 8 years later. So even Australia holds that place for me. Isn't that crazy? That's great. I never thought about that for until just now, actually. Did Australia welcome to James? It's like, you need to welcome me here, welcome me to your country. We got a great Austin. Nicole Kidman's still killing it. Northman's favorite film. I haven't seen Northman, but yeah, I have no problem with Nicole Kidman. She's fine. No problem. I like some of her movies. No problem with her whatsoever. None at all. I'm trying to think who else. There's a few others. I'm looking at who else there is. We named a bunch of them. I'd love to come to Australia at some point. I'd love to come down there. Especially it's so far away from where I live. It's another part of the world. It'd be very cool. Yes. So, but yeah, sense of humor, the lands, the structure, everything. Oh, thank you, George. Yes. I think, what's funny about Olivia Newton John? She's one of those artists that transcended color. Also, she just like Grease transcends color. Also, there's nobody black in that movie or whatever, but it totally transcends color. It's a time capsule of something that everyone just likes. Hugh Jackman, thank you, Bradley Tucker. Hugh Jackman, we love Hugh Jackman. But it's funny, Olivia John really does transcend that, doesn't she? It's just like everybody likes her. Everybody likes one of her songs. Like who's like an Olivia Newton John song? It's funny how certain artists, it's not necessarily like some artists you like, you have to be into R&B for that or rock for that or this or that. But like Olivia Newton John, she's like, you know her songs. You know her song, you know how she does. And you kind of go, okay, everybody seems to like her. There's like nothing, yeah. She just works it out. And so that funny. It's like just everybody's like, yeah, we like her. So Dylan Matthews, I don't know if I ever asked you this before, if you're still on here. Have you been to America? Have you been to England? Those two places. Have you been to either of those? I know you're young, but I don't know if you've been. I don't know. Have you been here or been there? Um, yeah, Hugh Jackman. He's not. He's a this man. There's other people too who are Australians, and you don't know until they open their mouths. But is that funny, Joyce? Like, yeah, the physicals are huge, and everybody liked it. It's just there's artists like Deborah Harry and Blondie, or her, or Pat Benatar, or Stevie Nicks. Like everyone liked them. Like there was no color thing. It was just like, yeah, there were white girls, but everybody liked them. Just like they just had the songs transcended who they were, right? That's what it is, right? It's like the movies transcended who she was. It was just that time period. Because when Physical, I was just saying, George, when Physical came out for me, I was 12. I was like 11 or 12. I'm a few years older than you are. But I just remember, I mean, Grease came out, I was like 9 years old, 9 or 10. I mean, I just we liked it. We all liked it. The songs were just, it was like, because we used to watch Happy Days, we used to watch Laverne and Shirley, and you had to do it being black or anything, or white or anything. It was like these shows were huge, and they were good. I was a huge Laverne and Shirley fan. If you start on that, but they were huge, and and it's just really interesting. It's like that's I mean, forever. I've been to your country only 11 times. That's okay. Oh, you were here when COVID hit? Oh, how weird. It was everything. Yes, I was first visiting country 2000. I was here. Oh, you were here when COVID hit, Dylan. Really? Wow. Did you meet anybody of our group? Or you in LA at all? Did you meet anybody that we know? Like you were here, or you're just other places? No, I'm asking all your business. I'm like, tell me all your business. I say Stevens, Bee Gees my favorite. I love me some Bee Gees. And yes, he did. And he wrote, Grease is the word, it's the word, it's the word, it's the word, it's the word. It's got move, it's got feeling. Grease is the time, it's the place, it's the notion. That's why it goes, Grease is the way we are feeling. He wrote all that. That's why Barry Gibb, them Bee Gees were. Oh, you're in Hawaii. Oh, so you were fancy. You weren't on the mainland. Oh, okay. But yeah, Sir Barry Gibb. That's right. The Bee Gees. I mean, Saturday Night Fever. I mean, come on. Well, black folks love the Bee Gees too, but they bring that high falsetto and everything. More Than a Woman. How Deep Is Your Love? I mean, all those songs. I mean, you can go on forever with that. Another group that has, and he's the only one left. And because Andy Gibb was my Gibb too. I just want to be your everything, and the open heart, and the I was a huge Andy Gibb fan. But they were everywhere. Bee Gees were everywhere. They wrote everything, and it's just like that's that. Anyway, for after this, I don't think Emma Mac will let me next time about meeting up. Okay, well, I would love to meet you, Dylan, if you ever came to Los Angeles. I know I'm not as important to you as the others. I know you're a big wrestling person, but I would love to meet you one of these days. Maybe if me and Flobo, we live by each other, maybe we come see you or something if you're in LA one day. Or I bring you down to Australia. We'll see what happens. But yeah, there's a lot of talent out of, again, this continent, this country down there. Just like England too, I was kind of out there, but Australia is something. Australia's always kind of like they have kangaroos and shit like that. We always looked at that, so it was always a magical place to me. He did, Cindy. As I said, it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. Only they had a friendship that lasted the whole time. I believe their friendship. I believe that they were super close. I believe how close they were. I'm sure he is devastated. I'm sure he's devastated. But what he wrote was really nice. I did mention Rick Springfield. I love me some Rick Springfield. Don't get me started. You know, he wanted Jesse's girl. That's not good. But other than that, celebrate youth. Hold on, all these songs. You know, makes nice right. Kangaroo School every morning. Yeah. I love it. You didn't, Dylan? You didn't ride a Kangaroo to School every morning? Dang it. That just takes care of what I'm thinking. No, I really I love Mr. Rick Springfield. And he was, of course, Dr. Noah Drake on General Hospital off and on, of course. But he has a really interesting story too. Oh, of course, I can't forget. I was in junior high school. Men at Work. Colin Hay and Men at Work. I had the folder of their album Business as Usual that came out in 1983. I was 14 years old going into high school. And I had the folder for school. I have it somewhere in here somewhere. I still have it. And I was into Men at Work. It's a Mistake, you know, Down Under, all those songs. We know what Vegemite was. I was like, Vegemite? Oh, sorry, Dylan. Kenny, I looked at it, I'm like, no, thank you. Your dingo. Oh, a dingo ate her baby. That's the other famous thing from Meryl Streep, of course, we got in America. Dang it. I was imagining you guys all riding Kangaroo School. Shit, that's not fair anymore. But yes, I heard dingoes are kind of mean. Aren't they kind of mean? Oh, like, I'm scared of dingoes. But yes, So it's you know, I almost forgot about them. Men at Work and AC/DC. That's right, AC/DC. Legends. I mean, we're talking legends. Legends. These are legends from Australia. This is crazy, right? We start naming all this stuff. You're like, wait a minute. There's a lot of people that are famous from Australians. That's crazy. So yeah, that's yeah. You know, I gotta watch the Times. That's why, you know, Masked Singer. I see them. Sorry, every day. Like singing. They like, well, funny, my bro. Okay, because Chloe does sing. She does sing, and just sing some stuff. You guys, thanks for coming on. I just want to come on for a little bit. I have something I have to do at 5:00. I want to come on for a little bit and honor Olivia John. We also honored Australia. So Dylan, we honor you and your people and your contribution to our world society and to our world music. A lot of great acts come out of Australia, and we're so happy that they have permeated our systems. And I don't know, Dylan Matthews, Tom Jones, Australian. And I thought Tom Jones was Welsh. That was him and Shirley Bassey. Yes, I loved ONJ's style, everything. I loved everything about her. But thanks for coming on. It's ironic that Dylan, you were able to come on. You have a good day there in Australia and celebrate the greatness that is Olivia Newton John. I'll be mourning her loss for years to come, just like I do every other people I really like. It's just she truly was one of the best, and I wish her family and everybody just the best, and all her fans. Play her music, talk about her, do her stuff. Don't let her stuff die. Just keep it going. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.